Okay, Camtasia says it's going, and you guys can still hear me, right? If you can, type yes for me again in the chat box, just so I know you can hear me. Great, alright. I don't know what happened there. My headset usually works perfectly, but for some reason tonight it don't want to work. It's one of those Windows things, I'm sure. Anyway, thanks for coming again tonight, guys. This is our regular Here to Help You webinar that we do on Monday nights. I see a few new faces in here. So for those of you that are new, there's nothing for sale here tonight. This is all just for you guys. I usually do some sort of a short training. Then I'll go over questions that I got in email from the last webinar that we had, and then I'll take your guys' questions live after that. Before we get started, though, I wanted to thank you guys that got the email today and decided to be a contributor into the list building event that me and my list building masterclass members are holding. It's just the first of many to come. I'm hoping that every one of them will participate in a giveaway event. But so far, Roy has stepped up to the plate, and he's going to be the first one. But like I said, I hope everybody else decides to join in and do one as well. But I want to thank you guys for going visit the site, and those of you that decide to be contributors, we're going to help build your list. We're going to send massive amounts of traffic. We've already got, I think, 60 some people signed up as contributors now, and some of them are pretty heavy hitters. So if they send traffic, you guys should get lots of list signups. But anyway, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started for our presentation since we're running just a little bit late tonight. I don't know what happened with my microphone, but we've got a working microphone now, so we'll go ahead and get started. And we'll turn the chat back on in case you guys have questions during the presentation. Tonight's whole presentation, I'm going to show you 7 different ways that you can increase sales. Now, it doesn't matter what you're selling online. This is not tied to any particular niche or any particular type of product. These are just 7 simple things that you can do to increase sales no matter what you're selling. And one of the biggest things I want you to take away from this is that small changes will often equal big results. And what I mean by small changes, I mean it could just be small changes you make to your sales page or the actual copy on your sales page or your video if you're doing a video sales letter. It can make, big results for you in just in small changes. Now what I'm talking about as far as small changes might just be the wording of the headline or the color of it or the placement of images or that type of thing. Just little things like that that may look great to us, and after you've had the page up and you're not seeing the amount of sales, you're sending traffic to the sales page, but you're not seeing the amount of sales that you want to see from it. You might want to think about doing some small changes like I'm going to mention here tonight, just to see if they help increase your conversions some. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is your actual order link. A lot of people, they'll put up a sales page and they'll put one order link at the very bottom of the page, and it's been proven that if you have more than one order link, and a lot of people will put maybe not the actual buy button on it more than once, but maybe just an anchor link, which if you know HTML, an anchor link is just a link that leads to another link on your page. You can look up in Composer, if you use Composer to do web pages, what an anchor link is. But a lot of times people will just put an anchor link that will actually, when they click it, it will automatically drop down the page to the buy button. But it's been proven that if you have more than one order link on your sales page, that you'll increase conversions, because a lot of times people will read just the top part of a sales page and decide if they want to get the product, they don't want to scroll down through the rest of the page. And if it's a great big long page, you'll lose people sometimes just by having to do that. So that's one of the simplest things you can do, is have at least 3 order links on your sales pages. The next thing you can do, and this is something I discovered a long time ago, but I was actually in a webinar with Lee McIntyre, and he talked about this, was changing the wording of your order button. If your order button says either order or buy now, consider changing it to add to cart or even order via secure SSL server. Just making those simple changes right there will increase sales, because people, they don't like to be told to buy now sometimes or to order now. They would rather, click a button that says add to cart, or in the case of somebody, that's maybe kind of skittish about making a purchase online, if you've got a wording that says, that there's a secure server behind it, which if you use PayPal or any of the others for payment processing, it's definitely going through a secure server. Just changing that wording a little bit will help increase your sales as well. Offering a money back guarantee and make it clear that you don't mind refunding purchases. And if you do offer a money back guarantee, be sure that you do honor that. You don't want to put up a money back guarantee on your sales page and then not honor, the refunds if somebody does ask for one. Now, I've seen a lot of people, and I'll do this on a lot of my money back guarantees, say no questions asked. If you do word your money back guarantee with no questions asked, be sure that you follow through to that. You don't try to grill the person asking for a refund, finding out why they want a refund. Then in some cases, I've seen people offer a money back guarantee, if they've actually tried the product and offer some sort of proof of the product. It depends on you which way you want to go with that. But it does help conversions if you show that that you're willing to stand behind your product, that you feel like it's worth the money by offering a guarantee their money back if they're not satisfied with it. And again, this goes back to offering the money back guarantee. Having a guaranteed logo or icon on your sales page will help with that. A lot of times people will scroll down through a page just looking for the guaranteed logo, just to see, if there is a chance, that they're not happy with the product, that they could get their money back on it or get a refund. And also along that lines, I want to make it clear to you, if you do offer money back guarantee, make it easy for people to be able to request that. You don't want people going to PayPal and doing a dispute trying to get a refund. On the sales page, offer either a link to a support email or a support desk if you have one. If you have web hosting anywhere, you can go into Fantastico and install OS Ticket. It's a free software, and set up a support page. So make it easy for people to be able to request that refund. They go back to this, because most of the time what they'll do is they'll go back to the sales page to see how they can contact you. So be sure you put some means of contact on there if you are offering some sort of a guarantee or a money back refund. Kay's asking, it seems to me that people who sell PLR generally do not offer guarantee because of the product. How do you feel about that? It just depends on the PLR and what type of PLR it is, Kay. In the case of software or scripts, I generally don't offer a refund or money back guarantee on software or scripts, because once they have the product, they can turn around and rework it towards their own. So that's why a lot of people won't offer a refund on PLR, is because you can take that and rework it and resell it. Now generally on ebook PLR or video PLR or something like that, I will offer a refund, but when it comes to software or scripts, I generally don't offer a refund on that, because they're usually getting the source code that they could take that source code and create their own product from it. And you'll find that's the case with most all online sales you do. If you're buying an actual source code to a product, even a lot of people consider HTML web pages source code and won't offer refunds on that, because you can take and actually alter the HTML and create a new product from it. But you'll find that's the case in quite often, that if you're buying software or scripts, or like I said, in the case of HTML templates, that you can't get a refund on them, because like I said, they can be altered into a brand new product from the original source that you got. But generally people will not put that on their sales page, that there's no refund available. I know I try to do that on any of the software that I sell that comes with the source code, that there's no refunds available. And in that case, what I generally try to do is make sure they understand what they're getting. I explain the product really well, and in a lot of cases I'll even offer a trial of it. If it's software or some sort of script that I can limit in some way, to give them a trial so that they can see what it does before they get it. But that's the reason why you would see that, Kay, is a lot of times people can take PLR and just change it up to a new product and request a refund on the original PLR. So a lot of them have stopped offering refunds on PLR. Next thing you do is offer a free trial of your product. You could do this by either using an opt-in to your list, or you can allow people to sample the product directly online. The best way to do that is by offering, an opt-in to your list to get a free sample. I've seen people that will, take like the first chapter or two and give that as, as a free sample to people that will opt into your list. And the reason why you'd want people to opt into your list so you can contact them, a day or two later and ask them in an email sequence, what they thought about it, or maybe explain more about the full product. And then I've seen sales pages where they actually have the free sample available on the page itself. Now I have a couple of those myself where it's an audio set that I'll offer the first two parts of the audio set for free so people can listen to the first two sections of it. Then they can decide if they want to go ahead and get the full product. You can do that either way. Like I said, you can offer free trials in a different way. You can offer a free trial that that's timed, that after so many days they automatically get charged. You can just offer a flat out free trial where they don't get charged for it. Depends on how you want to handle that. Generally, if you're going to do one through a payment processor, through JBZoo or Warriors Plus, they do generally want you to use some sort of either 3 or 7 days and then automatically make a charge for the full product. But if you're doing straight PayPal, just going straight to PayPal, you can do it both ways. You can either just offer just a free sample and then contact them by the emails and try to get them to purchase the full product, or you can set it up to it's on a time like 3 or 7 day free trial. And in the case of a lot of the softwares I do, I can actually set a trial on the software to where it will expire in a few days. So that's another option you have if you're doing software, is to look for ways of creating time limited free trials that way. One really good thing it helps in convincing people to make a purchase is having some sort of a table of contents or reference to what your ebook or your audios or your videos contain. And especially if you're selling either master resale rights or PLR that you reworked, people will a lot of times will want to see a table of contents just to make sure they haven't already purchased it before. And in the case of a brand new product, it can help in that you're giving the prospective customer an idea of what what your product might contain, whether it might be something they're looking for or not. I've seen people offer whole free samples of the first chapter or two along with a table of contents, and that's been shown to help increase sales a lot. You'll notice over on Amazon, just about every book over on Amazon, you can look at the table of contents of the book before you purchase it. And the reason why they do that, they know that people can go through that table of contents and see if it gives them some idea of if the book is what they're looking for or not. But in the case of selling master resale rights or something like that, it gives people a chance to see if they've already purchased it before, by seeing some of the same content before. They may have already purchased it before. It's just a PR product that's been revised. And then the seventh little tip I got for you on this is make your sales pages easy to read. Use 2-sentence paragraphs and add blank lines between those paragraphs. Use as much images as you can to grab attention, hold people's attention. People, when they see an image, they'll scroll down to see what that image is and if it pertains to the sentences that are around it. So if you can add lots of images to your sales page, that'll help quite a bit. I've seen sales pages where the paragraphs are just way too long. They'll have 50, 100 words in a paragraph, and most people won't read a paragraph that long. Try to break them up to 2 or 3 sentences at the max, and don't be afraid to put double line spaces between them to give plenty of white space. One of the leading sales copywriters, Gary Halpert, says that, of course Gary is no longer with us, but Gary says that adding lots of white space to your sales pages helps a lot. By it breaks up the read and gives people a reason to scroll down to see what's next. So don't forget, if you add more images to it, like I said, around the paragraphs, it keeps people scrolling down to see if the image portrays what the paragraphs are about. And then finally, this is a bonus tip, and most people frown upon this, but I'll tell you it still works, is to use exit splashes where you offer a discount or opt in for a free complimentary report or a product. You see this more and more where people will have exit splashes chained to where you can't hardly get out of the loop with some of them. But if you use them sparingly, just use 1 or 2 at the most, they do work wonders in helping people to, at least give your product a try, especially if you're offering a discount. Now, one thing you don't want to get branded with is always having an exit splash that's going to offer a discount. That got started with the ClickBank products, where you could go to a ClickBank product and 90% of the time you knew that if you exited the page, there would be an exit splash come up that would offer you a discount. You don't want to be branded as one of those people that, to expect that. So you don't want to offer, a discount on every single one of your exit splashes. Most of the time you want to offer some sort of a free report or a case study or maybe something that goes along with the product. And again, you want to try to use an opt-in to get people to opt into your list if you're going to offer something, some sort of a free report or a case study or something like that, so you can contact them later down the road about the product and try to convince them to come back to the sales page. But like I said, exit pages and splashes pages still work, so I highly recommend that you do them. There's lots of ways of doing them now. You can get JavaScript code for free that does it, or you can buy professional exit page scripts that do good. They even have exit scripts now that work with the smartphones. That's brand new. It's just come out in the last few months. I've seen some exit scripts that will work with the tablets and the smartphones now, that whereas that used to didn't work at all. And then there's some of them that's undetectable by browsers. There's lots of browsers that can detect an exit page and will block it. But there's a lot of them now that can go undetected, and they actually will work with the various types of operating systems along with the various types of browsers in during detection. Anyway, that's the presentation I have for you guys tonight. It's short and sweet, I know. I'll give you guys a PDF of this with some links to go along with this, some supporting links. Do you guys have any questions on that before we move on to the questions that we got in email? Is everybody still hearing me? Okay, Gary, yes, okay. Great, I'm glad I didn't do all it and nobody heard me. Hi, Robert, glad to have you with us. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get our questions that we got from last week's webinar, then we'll do those, then I'll take your guys' questions. Okay, the first one I got says, have you used a text-to-speech program to create videos? And I guess this is in reference to the latest text-to-speech video thing that Todd Gross has been advertising here lately. I've used text-to-speech to do videos before, and I'm not really happy with the quality of it. They sound too robotic to me still yet. Even though the AT&T True Speech engines, they sound really, really good. If you got an audio program that uses one of them, you can play with the timings and the pitch. You can get them to sound really close to real humans, but they still, if you don't have background music in them going, you still tell it's a computer generated voice. And that one Todd was advertised, I mean, it was just awful. It sounded like a computer generated voice from even with the audio background going in it. So I wouldn't have bought that one just because of that. Now I don't know that it might not work with some of the other True Speech engines. It may be the free one that they give you with that program. That's what it sounded like, and you could use some other plugins. I actually own a copy of Text Aloud, and I've got, I think, 4 different modules with it that have text to speech from different accents and parts of the country in it, and it does, like I said, pretty good. But if you don't have audio background music to it, you can still tell that it's computer generated. So anyway, I guess the short answer to that is, I've done text-to-speech to video, but I don't particularly care for it. So if I'm going to do a video, I want, somebody that's really reading or talking on there instead of, some sort of computer-generated voice. The next one I got says, when will your Inner Circle membership open again for new members? And I guess that's in reference to a few webinars back, I told everybody that in August I was going to open up the Inner Circle again for a little while. I'd actually planned on doing that 1st of August, and I'm working on adding some more features to it, and I may open up a limited trial for just a few people, maybe this as soon as this Friday or Saturday. I'm adding more features to it. I wanted to give you guys even more inside that membership than what's there now. So look for that. Like I said, I've been working on it, and I've got it pretty much working well. I think it should, but I want to test it with a few people first, make sure everything works smoothly, because I am having to use 2 different membership softwares with it. So maybe by Friday or so I'll be able to open it up for 5 or 10 people to test it and see how well it works before I open it up for everybody else. And again, I wanted to have 8 lessons in the list building masterclass in it, and last Wednesday I had some dental work done, so that would have been the 8th lesson. Well, we didn't get to have that one because of the dental work that I had done, so this week will actually be the 8th lesson. But I wanted to have 8 lessons in that 2 months worth of that before I opened it up too, so by Friday I'll have that too as well. So let's look for that. I'll shoot for that for sometime this upcoming weekend, see if I can open it up for a few people to give it a try and make sure everything works. Next is, which is better, selling your own product or selling master resale rights or PLR products? It depends on what business model you're following, which one would be better. As far as the standpoint of making more money with them, I would say your own products, because if you have your own products, you've got something that's unique, and you can get affiliates to promote something that's unique. Whereas it's hard to get affiliates to promote, a master resale rights product that you bought rights to. You can get some of them to do, if you're offering them, a good chunk or cut of the commission out of it. But if you have your own products, they're definitely going to sell better than, reselling master resale rights. Now, again, it just depends on the business model you're following. If you building a list, mostly, building a list by giving people some sort of a free gift, you can make, a good income by just, turn around selling master resale rights and PLR products to them. But if you really want to make, the bigger money, like I said, having your own products and having affiliates to sell your own products is going to do a lot more for you than selling the master resale rights. But again, like I said, it just depends on which business model you're trying to follow. And then the last question I got is, what webinar software are you using? I'm using GVO Conference. What I was using, actually, I just did an upgrade this week on it. I was using Meet Cheap, which is a slimmed down version of GVO Conference. And this week I went ahead and did the switch over to the full GVO Conference. And the reason why I did that is because the full GVO Conference allows me to have an actual dial-in phone number, which I didn't get that phone number tonight, or I would have posted that as well. Some people have problems logging into this software because it's flash based, especially like if you're on an iPad or an Apple or something like that, one of the MacBooks or something like that. Some people have problems logging into this website, so the full GVO Conference gives a phone number that they can call and participate as well. I didn't get that phone number ready tonight, though. I'll try to have it for next week, so you guys that maybe do have problems with the flash, you can participate through the phone number. But I've used GVO for, I guess, since 2010 or so, maybe 2009. I can't remember exactly. And it's worked really well. It's nowhere near as expensive as GoToMeeting. That one's really expensive. I couldn't afford to do that one, so that's why I'm using the GVO Conference, because it does offer a whole lot more participants in the room. I think my room can hold 500 connections, which, as you can see, I don't have 500 connections, so it's not a big deal anyway. But to get that kind of a room with GoToMeeting, it's really expensive. You're looking at about $300 or $400 a month to have one like that with them. Okay, that's all the questions I had through the web form. Okay, do you guys have any questions on anything else, either about the presentation tonight or anything else that's going on in your business? Is anybody in the room tonight that joined the list building event tonight? You guys all ready for that? Do you have something to submit for that? Dana says, how much time is involved with that? You talking about the giveaway event, Dana? Once you submit the gift, that's basically it. I mean, you're done at that point. You're ever how long it takes you to get your gift submission ready and get it submitted is all the amount of time you'll invest in that. They do want you to send out at least one notice, try to drive some traffic to the event. So you might have to do a mailing to your list if you have one, or go to some safe list or some text ad exchanges and send out your link a few times just to get some traffic going to the web page. But the biggest thing is just getting your gift ready. If you've already got a gift ready, like I have several that I have ready to use for events like this that I can use just cycle through them. So after you've got several of them ready, it's just the amount of time it takes to submit. It's all it takes. Kay says, I got distracted having to replace my monitor. Plan on starting back on it tomorrow. Kay, you had one to submit to the private giveaway too, didn't you? If you did, you could submit that one. They're open. They're open to just about any niche in those. Of course, some niches will do better in those events than others, but you can submit just about anything that you wanted to build a list from, because there's going to be lots of people from all different niches that go into them giveaway events. But I have to add emails and an opt-in page, right? Yeah, you have to have an opt-in page for sure, because that's the whole idea is behind it, is to to add people to your mailing list. And you should have at least one email in your series. The one that's going to deliver the free gift anyway. So you should have at least that one. But and again, like I've told everybody in the list building class, you don't have to start out with your full autoresponder sequence. You can add to it as you go. Most autoresponder sequences, you can add a few emails just to get things started, and each week just go in and add another one or two, just to keep building on them. Dana's asking, do you know anything about the 5-minute member site being promoted now? A little bit. I've just started checking into it. I got some emails about it as well, Dana, but I haven't checked into it very much yet. I'll have some more info on that later, probably this week after I've had some time to check into it. But yeah, I've gotten some of those emails too about that. He says, don't we have to have it so you leave the author's name blank, set it up as if you were selling it as a PR? Not necessarily, Kay. In fact, there's a girl that's on my list that wrote a book about how to cure a cold in 24 hours that she submits to the giveaway events. And all she's doing is she's just giving away the book. It ain't she ain't giving away the sales page to it, just the book itself. And the book has lots of affiliate links in it to different places for, I guess, to get the recommended remedies that she has in the book. But no, you don't have to offer them up as something that's resale or PLR. It can be just something just to get the info out there. We're actually finishing up a little bit early tonight, unless you guys have some more questions. If you guys don't have any other questions, I guess we'll go ahead and call it a night tonight. I apologize for the problems we had in the very beginning getting the audio going. I'll see what's going on with my headset. Get that fixed by Wednesday. I got to have that for Wednesday night's class. But thanks for coming again tonight, guys. And like I said, I'll have the presentation in a PDF format for you with some links to go along with it, some supporting links, and you guys will be able to get that probably within the next 24 hours. Gary's saying, can you please post last Monday's webinar event? I missed it. Gary, it's on the webinar replays page. If you go to the webinar replays page, you'll be able to find it there. I'll send out that link again to you guys where you can get to that. But all of them, as I get them, the replays posted, I add them to that list where you can go back and go back through the past events. Okay, guys. Well, like I said, thanks for coming again tonight. I'm sorry we had some problems at the very beginning, and we'll look forward to having you guys on the list building event. Like I said, you guys that joined as contributors, just find some sort of free gift that you can give away and start building your list with them. Like I said, we're planning on driving a lot of traffic to that one. There's been some heavy hitters that signed up for it, so you should see, several opt-ins. You can look for anywhere from 30 to 100 subscribers easily, if you've got a decent appealing gift. So anyway, just like I said, thanks for participating in that. This is the first one in our list building masterclass, and there'll be several more as some of the other members get caught up and get to that level where they're ready to participate in one. But have a great night, everybody, and look for the replay in the next 24 hours.